is a video I've always wanted to do. How to convert a 3-circuit Dominator to a 2-circuit. I was going to make this a 4-circuit, but for right now we're going to make it a 2-circuit. So here's what we got. Currently right now on a 3-circuit, this would be your high speed, this is going to be your intermediate, and this is your idle on this one. Looking here, that is your intermediate, are these right here. They're 89 thousandths. These are your idle and your transfer slot for right there. So this one on this one is going to be your idle, intermediate, and then your high speed is going to be over here. Now when you convert them, things change a little bit because you're only going to have two. So obviously this is not Dominator, I understand that, but they're kind of interchangeable. So this one's still going to be high speed, but then the close one now is going to be your idle circuit. So now this one on this one's going to be high speed, that'll be idle, and then we're going to block that one off. How I block those off is pretty simple. These are 1032 in here. What I do is I go down and I get a set screw. You can go down to Tractor Supply, 1032 by 1/4 inch. It just screws right down in there and just stops it up, so that way you're locking that up, and that will plug this hole right here. And then this one right here, we're going to drill and tap that out to an 832 set screw, and we'll move on from there. Next thing I want to talk about are metering blocks. This is a 3-circuit metering block. So you can see, and this is a part number is, it's a Quick Fuel 3410 QFT. This one happens to be the one off of my 950, and big difference on these obviously is, besides the third circuit, is going to be this hole right here, your transfer slot hole. This right here on this one is 166 thousandths where it goes down. Basically it's only going in about this far to the well. On these, both of these are 144. Now if you were not to do the area on those, you just take that. That's only 13% difference, but by the time you do the math, it's a pi r squared. This is actually 25% larger. So that's a big deal. So you're gonna have to drill that out, and you don't drill it in very far. It's literally about 1/4 inch. You're just drilling down into this tube here. As far as metering blocks, I'm probably going to use my 950 metering block. These never had any screws in them. They're basically the same. They look about the same as this one as far as how they're designed. This is just what I'm going to use. This one's got an idle screw in it, and looking at how much I actually had on this one to make this thing run, I had that thing way past the transfer slot, so no wonder it was loading up. This one right here, I have these ones pretty well closed. I did drill holes in this one. You can see I drilled a 125 thousandths hole in there on these to get them to idle, so that way it works on that. Hopefully it still works on this, otherwise I got to change those out right there and make those larger. All right, we're going to get to moving to doing some work here. I'm going to get these set screws in here, and then I'm going to drill and tap these out and get rid of those intermediate circuits. Alrighty, moving on. Okay, when you're drilling these out, take your time. This is how it should come out. On mine, it started at 84, so I stepped it up to about 90. Then I went to 100. Then I went to 105, and then at 105, this thing popped out just like it is. And you'll know it popped out because you'll actually not see the transfer slot there anymore. See, on this side, it's still there. See the transfer slot's down in there? This side's got no transfer slot. And then what I use is 1,000 grit sandpaper, because when you drill this out to go to, now for me, I did a 832, so I did it to 136 thousandths as far as the drill hole. Then I tapped it out and put the set screw in there, and the set screw should sit just barely past that, and I'll show you here. Let's try see if I can do the one-handed bandit. Well, it might be a little difficult. Oh, there we go. So you just don't want to protrude. And what I do is when I tap it, you don't want the tap to come all the way through, the other side. So I just basically tap it so that way this will tighten up but not stick out. It's just basically just on the other side of that. So, and right there, that's it right there. So that's how far down it is, and you can see that it doesn't protrude through the other side. Down in there, I know, I'm sorry, but it's light challenged, but you can barely see the transfer slot anymore. But it is down there because it's pretty shiny. Anyways, so yeah, we're going to do that one, and then get these two on this side, and then we'll move on from there. Alrighty. Okay, take your time. Let's see, this has been drilled out to 166. You can see the difference between that one and that one drilled out. So just take your time. Now, people are going to wonder, well, what am I going to do? Because remember, this adds extra fuel, and I had 91s in this car. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put back in power valves into this, keep the same jet, but run a power valve, and I'm going to put a 2.5 power valve in this thing. So that should get me close, because the power valve will equate to the same amount of fuel that's going in from this, but this way I can still run around. Now, I have this pretty close to 1-to-1, see, and then the back opens up. So I'm going to put power valve front and rear, and what I did is I took the jets that were in the new metering blocks, not new ones, but the other ones, the 1034s, put them in this one. And I still might run the other metering blocks, who knows, but these ones here are closer. I'm just going to put these on, hopefully. Oh, I wanted to tell you, this is the 832 part number. That's what's actually put into these right here. And when you drill those other ones out, they should all come out like that. So they should come out. Just take your time. As far as the air bleeds, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go look up a quick fuel 4700, and then I'm going to start there on the air bleeds for that and that. Now, I did, like I said earlier, I did drill a hole in that. And these are significantly smaller than what the other ones are. So I might even put these even smaller, so that way it puts a bigger signal to the jet. I might definitely have to step up on this because I did compensate. Now, technically, you could run the Dominator metering blocks. If you're going to use the Dominator metering block, you block this one and you leave this one open. But you can just simply move the set screw, since the set screw is just screwed right down in there. You can just move those back and forth. So once again, if you're running the 1034 quick fuel type, you're going to block that one. If you run the 3 circuit, you're going to block this one and then put the bleed in this one. You could run the metering blocks that are on this if you do all these tricks to it, but you just don't have the adjustable idle circuit. I want the adjustable idle circuit right there, so that way I can so that way I can put a different jet in there need be. And this one here I could put different emulsion tubes, different emulsion bleeds in if I wanted to. I just wanted some adjustability. So I want to put this together, and then we're going to put it back on and see what we get. All right. So now we can check. So this is the original gasket for the 3 circuit. You can see how it goes around, and we're eliminating that circuit right there and that hole right there. So this is the new gasket. So it kind of gives you an idea of what we're eliminating. So we're eliminating that one right there, so you can see it there, and then that one right there. So see, yep, all is good in the neighborhood. And there it is, the Dominator 3 to 2, maybe to 4. I don't know. I just don't have enough room for it right now, but I just want to get it running. So yeah, just take your time. It's a really simple deal. Anybody can do this. You're really only drilling and tapping one hole. That's the intermediate circuit. You're putting a set screw in one. It depends on what metering block you're going to use. Pay attention on where the high speed is at in the idle circuit, because that's really what it is, and which one you're going to use here, if you're going to use the Dominator or the other one. And it's really a simple deal. Anybody can do this. All right, you guys take it easy. If you guys got any questions, whatnot, throw it down below. And I don't think I'm an expert on carburetors. I'm not. There's people who make a living doing this stuff. I only do this because I have to. I like carburetors. All right, you guys take it easy. Later.
I am not an expert, nor do I claim to be.